The prosecution has told the High Court Special Chamber for International and Cross-Border Crimes that Paul Rusesabagina should be sentenced to life in prison for 9 crimes, including creating an irregular armed group, joining a terror group, financing terrorism, murder as an act of terrorism, abduction as an act of terrorism, armed robbery as an act of terrorism, and arson as an act of terror, among others. The prosecution urges that he is being prosecuted for terrorist offences committed by militants of the terror group MRCD-FLN, a coalition that Rusesabagina co-founded and was the first president. The prosecutors told the court that there was evidence that Rusesabagina was financing the terror group, basing on, among others, information accessed from his computer and personal mobile phone. Prosecutors added that there shouldn't be any mitigating circumstances when penalizing Rusesabagina, since he did not admit the crimes during his defense. During the previous hearings, prosecutors pinned Rusesabagina before the court, revealing a number of documents, including those showing how Rusesabagina sent a significant amount of money to the militia group, where at one point he contributed from his own bank account 20,000 euros, which was sent to FLN fighters. Prosecutors say that part of the evidence in their custody was given to them by belligerent counterparts after they searched Rusesabagina's home in Brussels. The prosecution sought varying prison sentences for a number of other terror suspects being tried alongside Paul Rusesabagina. The prosecution asked the court to hand a 20-year jail sentence to Herman Nsengimana, the man who replaced Kalista Nsabimana alias Sankara as the spokesperson of the FLN militia when the latter was arrested in 2019. Nsengimana is charged with joining an illegal armed group and being part of the terror group, among other crimes. Prosecutors told the court that there shouldn't be any mitigating circumstances when sentencing Nsengimana, since he did not admit his crimes during the trial. The prosecution also asked the court to hand a life sentence to Mark Nizeyimana, the former deputy commander of the FLN militia. According to the prosecutors, Nizeyimana Mark played a commanding part in the attacks on the Rwandan territory, as he was charged of selecting the fighters who took part in the incursions. Prosecution also seeks a 25-year jail term for Kasiel Bizimana, the former soldier who faces 6 counts all related to terrorism. Bizimana, according to the prosecution, is responsible for smuggling weapons like grenades and guns into Rwandan territory, which were used by attackers in the FLN attacks in Rwanda. Prosecution also asked the court to sentence Matakamba Jabe Ikmas to 25 years in prison for being a key figure in Rusizi incursions. Prosecution also seeks a 25-year jail term for Shaban Emmanuel, one of the masterminds in FLN's terror attacks in Rusizi. Shaban assisted Kasiel Bizimana when he was smuggling weapons into Rwanda. Shaban is also accused of having encouraged his brother Simeon Nikuzwe to join terror activities. These suspects join Kalista Nsabimana alias Sankara, whom the prosecution asked the court to sentence him to 25 years in prison during Wednesday's hearing. Reporting for RwandaTV News, Ethan Tashabia.